You're a great singer. Can you sing something for me?
Boudica is 13. He's from a remote village north of Colombo. He's lived here since he was 5.
Yes, one moon and one golden sun, and a smile me friendship to everyone. Though the mountains divide and the oceans are wide, is a small world after all.
What are we doing here? This is what's happening?
This is for maths. These are the formulas for maths.
So they write formulas in Braille.
In Braille.
Wow, I can hardly do maths without Braille.
The students study for their O-levels. Those who have been at the school since they were young often do quite well.
Minus 90.
In another year, this boy will have to leave the school. If he passes his O-levels, he may have the opportunity to study further. But the majority face an uncertain future.
So what's the answer?
T minus 7, T minus 2. That's the answer.
Nice work, mate. Nice work.
Thank you. Jamila has moved on to the school's vocational program. She spends hour after hour, day after day, here, mastering the art of weaving with a traditional hand loom. The school tells us this will ensure she can support herself in the future. She weaves around 2 centimetres every hour. The school sells this fabric for 300 rupees per metre, or around $4. But it takes her 50 hours to weave that 1 metre of fabric.
Do you worry about them at all, once they're gone?
Yes, I'm very worried still because at this country still they don't have a good education system and no good future for them. So I'm very sorry they are leaving the school.
We leave Colombo before sunrise, heading inland to the tea-growing district. Flooding overnight has caused road closures, but we've got a tight schedule, so we head on, hoping we'll find a route north.
There's flooding last night after the big thunderstorms, and we've already stopped once on a road. But he says in about 15 minutes' time we'll come to a big roadblock or a big flooding, and you've got an idea of an alternative route, and we'll just see how we go.
This was the same cyclone that hit Myanmar. These paddy fields have been flooded, stripping locals of their livelihood. Heavy rain like this hits regularly. Locals just accept it and get on with their day. The tea district is a 5-hour drive from Colombo. Today it takes 7 hours bumping our way across roads that haven't seen a maintenance crew in years. Roads are down to 1 lane and everyone wants right of way. We're finally here in spectacular countryside, 2,000 metres above sea level. In Sri Lanka, more than 30% of the workforce is employed in the tea industry. Some of these workers here are deaf, but as you can see, the terrain is quite difficult for any other disabilities to work in. Yet there are a few other options. Most of the families have lived here for generation after generation. Even though wages are low, it's guaranteed employment and housing's provided by the employer. All the adults in the family need to work just to put food on the table. A child with a disability is regarded as a liability. This estate alone has 630 acres with 1,100 workers. But for 3,000 people, this is home. An MJF social worker has brought us here so that we understand why the needs of disabled children are often not met. Just getting here has been a mission. I understand now why the families don't visit those children at school in Colombo.
Cut, meet Christina. She can't speak, and we have just bought her this machine, and she's just been sent for lessons, and then thereafter she'll be on her own. Maybe once she knows to use the machine.
Some independence.
Some independence in her and the family.
Right, right.
Small thing, but it makes a big difference.
Yes. So what's Christina's world like?
She was just at home because she hadn't gone to school.
So what sort of things will she be doing on the machine?
Well, she'll be just doing some clothes which will be sort of relevant to the estate sectors. You know, the neighborhoods will buy something off her, and it'll be a self-income generation project for her.
Great,
Yeah.
great. All the best, Christina.
14-year-old Christina is mute. She never attended school, and no one's taught her any alternative form of communication, compounding her isolation. She spends her days cleaning for her family. But the MJF Foundation is hoping to improve her world.
Now, in that particular province, there are approximately 500 differently abled people, children, who are going to schools that don't have special needs facilities. So what happens immediately is there's a lack of understanding, there is insufficient attention directed at helping children. I see no reason why they couldn't become a part of society in every respect. But the problem is this conflict that has dragged us down and basically emptied government coffers, which has made it very difficult for infrastructure and facilities to be provided for these people.
That night we drive 4 hours further to the south.
Right, we're on tummy cam right now. That'll show us how bumpy the road is. Nice picture view of the road. It's pretty bumpy. To get here, we've travelled over 10.5 hours throughout the mountains on windy, skinny roads. Oh man, I was swaying to and fro the whole night. Because I don't have trunk function, I was sick. We had to stop a couple of times, and I had to have a little spit out the window. And yeah, basically right now I feel pretty drained. But the whole time we were driving, I was thinking to myself, you know, if you had a spinal injury, cerebral palsy and amputation, you know, it's no wonder that these kids don't really go far from their villages. It's just too hard. The terrain is so difficult that they have to stay put.
You're welcome, sir.
This hotel represents the British colonial era that Meryl Fernando was talking about. I'm getting the silver service here, and I actually feel quite bad because just out there's so much poverty, and I just don't think this stuff is necessary.
This was the colonial culture in developing industries or giving industries to countries and taking it as raw material. And for those countries, all the profits from marketing and value addition to be made offshore.
When it could have supported locals' needs. Back on the road, we're heading through the mountainous region and onto the poorest district of Sri Lanka, Monaragala. It's all calm on the streets today, but that belies the constant fear in which these people live.
Walking through these streets of Monaragala, it's hard to believe that rebels came through just 5 months ago and decimated the area. They went through killing farmers, they blew up a bus and made sure everybody was killed on board.
Whenever I feel despair in this country, I come across people living with incredible optimism, like the blind and deaf children living at this school in Monaragala. It wouldn't be right to come to Sri Lanka and not include cricket. These students are practicing for the World Blind Cricket Tournament. The bells guide them to the ball.